Welcome to our Q1 2024 partner update here at NovaBACKUP. Before I jump in, the typical housekeeping items, just to make sure you know where to find certain settings within Zoom, which is what we're using for our webinar today. If you are having any issues with the audio, in your email, you'll find a telephone number with the webinar ID and a passcode, so you can dial in via your phone at any time. If you have any questions during the webinar, either related to anything at NovaBACKUP or related to the webinar itself, there is a Q&A button at the bottom. That's what you can use to submit your questions or your comments as well. It doesn't have to be a question, of course. We use the chat to send information to you. So throughout the webinar, we will send links to further information or other invites or just relevant information for you. That's where you can find those. So keep an eye on the chat icon there or on the chat in general. And then if you have to leave the webinar for any reason, like a customer's calling or you just don't have time anymore, that's totally fine. There's a leave meeting button or leave webinar button. We will be recording this webinar, so you get access to the recording shortly after, probably by tomorrow or Monday, the latest. So you don't need to worry about it, and then you can watch the recording again or share it with colleagues, friends, etc. And just so you know who is talking today, we have on the phone with us Nathan Forge, who is our VP of Strategic Solutions. He will talk about some really exciting roadmap items today. And then myself, I'm the Director of Product Marketing, and I'll tell you a little bit more about non-product items that we have taken care of in the last weeks and that we'll add over the next weeks. Agenda is pretty straightforward. We talk about what happened since our last partner update that was in November, what happened since then. And then the big topics today are in the what's next bucket. So we're really excited about what we have coming out in the first quarter of this year product-wise. And then obviously we will have time for Q&A at the end as well. As I mentioned before, you can use the Q&A button to submit your questions at any time during the webinar. If we have time, we will answer them throughout the webinar, but as always, we will have time at the end as well to answer any questions. And with that, let's jump into what happened since the last partner update. And the big part here is really the updates that we've done to our partner program. I showed a sneak peek in the last partner update already, but I'll tell you a little bit more and in a bit more detail here. I'll also send you our partner program as a PDF in the chat, so you can look at all the details at your convenience. At any time, you can download that, and then you have it ready. Nothing has changed on the structure of the partner program. So we still have an authorized partner level and a certified partner level for our reseller partners. We added a little bit more structure and convenience for you to the different levels. So as an authorized partner, you have access to our subscription licenses for NovaBACKUP PC, Server, and Business Essentials. You get a 15% discount. You have access to our Partner Management Center where you can manage your licenses, see upgrade options, see renewal options, all those good stuff. What is new for authorized partners is that you get internal use licenses. So if you want to back up your own production environment at a higher discount than you would get a regular license. So that is something that we added for the authorized partner level. For the certified partner level, you have access to subscription and perpetual licenses for PC, Server, and Business Essentials. You get a 30% discount. To become a certified partner, we connected that to your yearly revenue. So we kept it really simple. We didn't want to add a whole bunch of hoops that you have to jump through and stuff that you have to do in order to become a certified partner. It's really as easy as having a $2,500 a year revenue with us. And the good thing is, the moment you reach that revenue goal as an authorized partner, the moment you reach that revenue goal, you're automatically moved up to certified partner, and you stay there for the rest of the year and for the upcoming year, because at the end of every year, we are now checking what your revenue was over the year. And if you're over the revenue goal, you stay certified partner for the next year. You get also an internal use license as a certified partner that we've also added that at a slightly higher discount. So again, if you want to protect your own environment, your employees' laptops, your own servers, whatever, you get access to an internal use license at a higher discount. Just contact your account manager if you have any questions about that, or if you want to get one of those, they can help you with that, and they send you a specific link where you get that discount accordingly. We wanted to keep it really simple and straightforward for you because we don't want a partner program to be super complicated, which is why, we want to make everything as accessible as possible for you and make it easy to move up to the higher level. Just as a hint, since, subscriptions are great for recurring revenue, if you sell to your customers the subscriptions of PC Server and Business Essentials, and you get to that $2,500 revenue requirement to move up to certified, because it is recurring revenue and you'll get it every year, as long as your customers stay customers with you, you will always stay in that certified partner level. So that's why we really wanted to make it super easy for you to get there and then also stay in the certified partner level. And then, of course, on top, we have our managed service provider program. This sits kind of on top of our reseller program. So this is really meant for those of you who want to offer managed backup services to your customers. Since you don't resell the license, quote unquote, right? So you don't need a license key or any of that. You basically don't sell something to your customers at a one-off basis, but you usually package it in a managed backup service. That program stays as is, so you continue to have access to our entire solution as part of that, including the central management, our NovaBACKUP cloud. All the features and functions are always included. You have a dedicated technical account manager as part of that being in that program, if that is something that you're interested in. And you, again, don't need to worry about license management or reselling individual licenses. It's all included in your managed backup solution. Having said that, though, I want to point out, because we have a lot of authorized and certified partners that have been partners with us for a long time, you can switch into the managed service provider program while keeping the licenses you already have. So we have an option under the managed service provider program where you can continue using the licenses that you already bought for your customers as part of a managed backup experience. So if this is something you're interested in and don't want to throw away all your licenses that you've bought over the years, also just let your account manager know and we can tell you more about that as well. All right, so with that is already the section of what we've done over the last couple of weeks. So let's really focus the majority of this webinar on what is coming next, because in the next weeks, we have some exciting things coming up, and I'll immediately hand it over to Nate so he can tell you a little bit more about the technical side of things and what's waiting for you.
Thanks, Josephine. So there's a lot of stuff in the queue back in engineering. Let's put it that way for this year and over the last 6 months. Honestly, the first thing and the first point is replacing the local backup engine with a new backup engine. This sounds just like a small thing, tiny little thing, but we've been working on it for quite a while. This is the same engine that we're using for our cloud stuff for the last about a year now. And we've done everything that we've needed to do to make it basically a huge step and a huge improvement for the local backup engine. So that's something that I'll go into in the next slide. That's coming very soon. And then along with that, we've already put into the feature set of that new engine something that people have been asking for quite a while, is the ability to basically back up to a NAS device, network share, or local device, and then send it all to the cloud in one backup job. Basically having that 3-2-1 backup job all in one job, so you don't have to deal with multiple schedules or jobs or anything like that. So that's going to be coming to in 2024. And then on the central management portion, there's been a lot done, both in like the back end portion of it and stuff that you're going to start seeing in the front end also, coming with this next release also. So let's go to the next slide and just go a little bit more into the local backup engine. So the local backup engine that we're putting into the software, that we are targeting for a release in early March, has new compression algorithm, new encryption, new basically everything compared to the last backup engine. Um, we have customers, well, I'll call it customers or people that are willing to do some very large testing, that are doing 30 plus terabyte backups with this new engine, in a testing environment, and it's working correctly. We're getting rid of the whole full backup, differential backup, incremental backup, and we're moving to an incremental forever type backup scheme. Um, and even just like the initial backup that we're seeing with this new engine, we're seeing sometimes Josephine put here 36% faster backup. That's a little bit of a misnomer, because that was one specific case. We're seeing actually much faster backup, or reduced times for backups in some cases. This was just in this case a test environment of, it was like 200 gig, with like a couple 100,000 files or something like that. And the original, the current backup engine that you have locally, it was taking about an hour and a half, and this was under an hour. So it's something that there is a lot of tweaking, a lot of tuning, and a lot of things have been done to this to make it a lot faster and a lot more reliable. Along with that, simplifying it. So instead of having to do like a local backup job for a full and incremental, and then also doing a retention job, it's all in one job now. So in that one job, you're going to say how long you want to keep the data and that type of thing. And it's very, very simple to get set up and going. So I think that'll be a really good thing on how we can do this, and what we're kind of looking for in the next, probably starting at the end of January, or maybe in a week or so, we would like some more, I'll call it internal testers, people that know NovaBACKUP, because it is such a big change. If you want to just send an email to beta@novabackup.com so I can get in contact with you and get you set up so we can get you this version out, this test version, that would actually be greatly appreciated on that. With that being said, let's go to the next slide just to kind of talk about some of the other stuff that's happening. Okay. So with the managed backup, like I was saying before, there's going to be some more, I'll call it front end stuff or user facing things that has been changed in the central management. So you're going to start seeing a much easier to see usage view, so you can see all your usage, like number of agents, storage, and that type of thing, and a more friendly way to export that stuff, along with something that's been requested quite a bit, is to actually just be able to download the software, the agent software, directly within the central management portal itself. That's probably going to come live even before March, from what I'm seeing in engineering right now. So as that stuff gets done, we actually just update the portal as things get done and tested. So you actually might see that before March. Couple sad things. So with the new backup engine, there's a couple limitations on things that we didn't actually do. So the support of single tape for the new backup engine, we're not going to support single tape drives when you're going with using the new backup engine. So that's going to be going away with the March release. And then we have a couple products that we haven't been selling for quite a while. NovaBACKUP NAS and CloudPort. You guys might not even remember what those things are, or never heard of them. So support for and upgrades for those is going to be removed at that point too. And then some other new things is we have a couple new products that we're going to go through, and merging some things to simplify our product portfolio a little bit. And I think Josephine will go through that right now.
That is right. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about that new product that Nate just mentioned, which is a backup as a service starter solution. So we already have a managed backup solution. Many of you are using it, are offering backup as a service to your customers. So what is the difference of this to our managed backup program that we still continue to offer? So this is not a replacement. This is really an addition. What we've seen when we talk to resellers, system integrators, managed service providers, you name it, is when they're looking at, hey, I want to offer managed services, I kind of want to see if managed backup is something that makes sense for my business. Starting a managed backup service can be a daunting task, right? It's a big change. It's a very different way of selling backup to your customers. It's not reselling anymore. It's a service you're offering now. Um, so we wanted to put something together that makes it really easy for you to start to basically test the waters and see, is this something that makes sense for my business? We don't want it to use as a replacement. So it's really more a foot in the door type of solution that can grow if this is something that you want to do. You can then completely move to the managed backup program from this without any issues. It's really meant to be that easy start, really easy to sign up for, really easy to register for it. It's literally you fill out a form, you put in your payment information, all of that happens online, and then you get access to the managed backup solution. You get an onboarding experience. So, there's training material that will show you how to get your backup storage set up, how to get your first agent connected, all of those kind of things. And you don't ever have to talk with our sales team if you don't want to, to get started with this. Everything is included in here. So the base pack that you're seeing here that is starting at $599.95 per year, which is basically $50 a month. That includes the central management and everything in like all the features and functions of our central management are already available. It includes one agent to back up a PC, a server, or a hypervisor if you want. And it includes 500 gigabyte of pooled cloud storage. So that's the starting package, and it's a yearly subscription. You can add additional agents to back up PCs or servers or virtual machines at any time at a later point, and then the additional fee for that is prorated for the rest of the year of your subscription. Same with cloud storage. If you are over your 500 gigabyte pooled storage, it just adds another 500 gigabyte on top of it, and that is then prorated for the rest of the year. And then once the renewal is coming up, it checks how many agents do you actually have right now active, how much cloud storage are you using, and then it's basically resetting at that point, and it's charging you then for what you have active. So if you're removing something throughout the year, or if your number of agents is changing, with the renewal, it's being reset. This is also from the PC and server agent side. This includes all the features that you know from our NovaBACKUP PC and from our NovaBACKUP Business Essentials. So there is no hidden costs to enable any features or anything. It's literally that easy. You sign up, you get started, and you start your backup. And then if you are at a point where you say, yep, okay, this is the business model for me. I really want to get going with that. I want to move over with that with my business. We can move you toward the managed backup solution without a problem. So there's no reinstalling anything. There's no redoing anything. It just changes the way your licensing would work, right? Because then we have other licensing options for you available as well. Like monthly options or bucket cloud models or really usage-based everything. So there are a whole lot more options for you. So this is really just, hey, I want to dip my toe into the water. I want to get started. This is something I've wanted to do for a while, but I didn't want to really, get all in without really knowing if it's the right thing for me. This is an easy in. That's really what this is. So, and to get an idea of what our product portfolio then will look like once this is available. So this is also the early March product portfolio that we will have available. So starting from the left to the right, Nate already mentioned that NovaBACKUP server and NovaBACKUP Business Essentials, they are going to merge into the NovaBACKUP server agent. So from an individual license perspective, especially interesting for our reseller partners like authorized resellers, certified resellers, we then have two solutions that you can offer to your customers, and that is our PC agent and our server agent. And as the name says, you can either back up a PC with that, or you can back up a server with that. The server agent has then all the features and functions included, so you can back up also a PC if that's what you want to do with that license. A server, you can back up Hyper-V and whatever hypervisors, virtual machines. You can back up your applications with that. They all now come with NovaBACKUP cloud storage included. NovaBACKUP PC will come with 1 terabyte included. NovaBACKUP server agent starts at 250 gigabyte. You can add more cloud storage on top of it if that's what you want to. And of course, you still have any other storage options available, right? We are not taking away the flexibility of you picking the storage location of your choice. So you obviously local backup is still a thing, right? You can still pick your local backup storage destination the way you do today. And you can add additional cloud or other offsite methods on top of that as well. So we're not blocking any of that. The central management is here optional. It's not included in the licenses, but you can connect those agents to our central management if that is something you want to add for your customers, as an example, if they have multiple servers that they want to manage themselves, or if you want to add a managed service on top of that. The reason why we simplified it in this way is really we want to make it as easy as possible for you to pick the right solution, and then to have everything included that you possibly need to align with that 3-to-1 backup rule, right? That you have local copies and offsite copies all in one solution, that you have all of that already included. You don't need to think about, okay, what else do I might need? Is there another thing that I have to add to that? Do I need to find another vendor for something else? You can if you want to, but you don't have to anymore. It's everything there. And then the next step is our new backup as a service starter. That is, there's no license involved, right? So it's not individual licenses that you get anymore, but it is that starter pack for your managed backup that also includes all the features and functions. So as soon as you add an agent, you can add a PC agent that it only backs up PC. The price is a little lower for those. Or you can add a server agent that then also backs up servers, hypervisors, applications, all that good stuff. On the base pack, the 500 gigabyte pooled cloud storage is included, and then it increases in 500 gigabyte increments. So for the starting price, the $599.95, that is your one agent, the central management, all the features and functions included, the 500 gigabyte, and then you can add more agents and more cloud as your subscription continues. And we will have, as we get closer to the launch, dedicated webinar to all of these new things, and then we will go into more detail as to what exactly that looks like with adding agents and all that kind of stuff, and how you can sign up for that and all those good things. And then lastly, we have our managed backup program, right? So this is really a usage-based program, so you sign up for that. We have different licensing models here, so we really work with you to make sure it fits into your business model. But same here, right? You get all the features and functions, everything is included. It's a usage-based pricing for the agents and for the gigabyte, and then it really depends on what your business model is, on what we can put together here for you. Across all of these, as I said, right, storage location, we're continuing to support disk, NAS, like all the good things, other cloud solutions. If you want to use an additional cloud to our own, that is no problem. And then we have the same add-ons that we had available for a while, which is one, our Microsoft 365 backup and archive solution. You can add that onto all of these options here. And then for our US customers, we also have the option to add on a backup appliance. We are working with Buffalo together here, if this is something you are interested in. Nate, did I forget anything on our new portfolio here, or did I cover?
No, you covered everything. But one thing I kind of wanted to just interject, and I didn't want to bother your how you were going, is one of the reasons we Josephine mentioned, that the 1 TB and 250 is included with the PC and server agent. With this, but one of the reasons we kind of did this, besides the whole 3-2-1 backup rule that we kind of preach, is the fact that coming out later this year, you're going to have the ability to have that single backup job go to local and cloud, and we kind of want to preload the people to have that all in there. So when that is available in the product itself, you don't have to go and try to upgrade or purchase anything like that. We want to kind of think about how things are going to be working once those releases coming out. So we wanted to get ahead of that. That's one of the main reasons that we wanted to do this too.
Awesome. Thanks for adding that, Nate. All right. So with that, also a reminder, do not forget that we have a lot of great information out there around data protection, helpful tips, like for example, our latest blog post that came out that were published not too long ago around a whole bunch of different topics for backup and recovery, data protection trends, KPIs. So we really want to be a resource for you around the topic data protection. So don't forget to follow our social media and to check out our blog every now and then. We share really great information there. And then lastly, before we go into the questions, I wanted to give you a hint on upcoming webinars, so you can already register for those as well. And that is, for one, our launch webinar on March 12th. There we will go into even more detail of the new local backup engine, all the things Nate just talked about. We will have demos to show you how easy it is, as an example, to sign up for our backup as a service starter package. And all the good things. And then our next quarterly partner update is on April 18th, so you can register for that already and basically block your calendar for that. Those partner updates, just to lose a quick word on that, we started with those last year. They were not quite on a regular basis, but this year we make sure that they happen on every third Thursday of the first month of a quarter. So you can expect regular information about what's just going on at NovaBACKUP, what are all the things that we are doing, not just tech, but also some, best practices. We want to add those to that material you can leverage, like our marketing material, right? You can leverage that for your customers. You can reuse that content if you want to. That is no problem at all. And all the good stuff that we are doing here at NovaBACKUP. All right, and with that, let's hop on over to the questions to see what questions you might have about the exciting stuff that is coming up in early March, new products that we're having. Or this is also your chance, of course, if you have any other question related to NovaBACKUP right now. So if there are any other things that maybe bug you at the moment, or where you're just curious about what we're doing roadmap wise, you can throw that question in there and we will take care of that.
Yeah, and there's already a couple that I want to take care of, Josephine. So one question. Okay, a couple people have been asking about the new backup engine backing up to the speed backing up to NAS devices. So NAS devices with the current backup engine, with the release backup engine, it goes pretty good, but it could be faster, and that's actually where we're seeing the most amount of speed improvement, is when we're going to network shares or NAS devices, that type of thing. So there is a significant improvement when you're going to those type of things, especially when you're talking about small files. So all you dental people and people that have millions of small files and that type of thing, this will be a pretty large upgrade when you're talking about backing up to local devices, NAS devices, etc.
Nate, just real quick to
Yeah.
interject here, because I think that is something worth mentioning. So we talk a lot about local backup engine. Before the local backup engine, the backup engine that sends the backups to the cloud has been updated as well. We've done other webinars on that, so that has been out
Right.
for a while. But I remember you were mentioning that you had a customer that was testing the new cloud backup engine as well. I mean, it's the same engine that
Yeah.
today,
Yep.
but they had some impressive results. I would love for you to share that, maybe, if you want to.
Yeah. So they were using a competing product, and they were testing us against that competing product. The competing product, it was like a backup of 1.4 terabytes, and it was literally millions of files that they're backing up. The competing product, a full backup, took over a week. Let's put it that way. Same machine, same internet connectivity, everything. With our product going to the cloud, going to our cloud, it took 16 hours. So it was a significant difference. Let's put it that way, in both speed and actually it didn't hit uh, the end user's machine, the server, near as hard as the other product. The other product was um, yeah, doing some other funky stuff that um, we were a lot more straightforward and significantly faster, obviously.
That is impressive. I
Yeah,
mean, if you think about it, they're expecting
yeah,
you and you do it in 14 hours. That is just impressive.
yeah. Uh, Another thing, uh, you know, couple questions on timeline for sending a new beta engine. Um, right now, I'm looking at probably uh, early February, late January is when I would send it out to everyone that's emailed in. There's been a number of you that have already emailed in. So yeah, that's kind of where my timeline is. There's just a couple things that I want to shore up before sending it out to someone else to do harder things on it. So that's kind of where the timeline is on that. Uh, Couple questions. Yeah, okay, yeah. One of the things that has changed significantly with the new backup engine is how we determine what files have changed or what files to back up. In the current software, it goes completely by the archive bit of the archive bit of the files that you're backing up. With the new engine, it goes off if the actual size of the file has changed, the modified date has changed, or anything like that. So it doesn't rely on that archive bit anymore. It also looks at the ACLs of those files. So it is a significant departure from what we have been doing. Uh, okay, that's good. More things on that. Okay. So what we're talking about, the question was about the portal itself, the central management portal, on how that new agent download is going to look like. So what we're going to do, and we'll probably put a video out on this just so you know how it works. It's going to be built into the actual portal itself when you want to download that agent, and you'll just have to go to like your user profile and it'll download it. If you have multiple folders and stuff, you can actually download it from each one of those folders or groups that you have set up, and that agent install will actually put it directly into that folder for you, so you don't have to move it around. Like if you have a large client that has multiple locations or something like that, it would automatically go into there. It'll probably be worth doing a video on that just because it's a little bit um, not intuitive, not as intuitive as I think I'd want it to be. So we'll probably do a video on that before when we release it and send it out. Let's see. I think I got most of them. Um, there is a question about Linux. Linux is something that the actual backup engine itself does work on Linux. We still have to do some other things on to be able to fully support Linux as we want to. So it's not going to be in this first half of this year, it looks like at this point. But it is something that the backup engine itself is compatible with Linux as we built it. So it is a possibility that we're going to get that the way we need to do it. It's about the connectivity to the portal and some other things around it. I think that's most of the questions, unless I missed something, Josephine, that you saw go by.
No, I think you covered all of them. I mean, worst case scenario, we reach out to you if we did miss something, which I don't think we did. We will reach out to you. And if you have other questions like that you would like to have answered, you see our contact details on the slide, so you can reach out to us at any given time. So